After an epic season of racing, the Formula Regional Middle East Championship finally comes to a close with the third and final race of the weekend here at the Yas Marina Circuit in Abu Dhabi.
各位观众，大家好，欢迎来到2023赛季国际汽联中东区域方程式锦标赛最后一站，我们的收官之战了。So Jake, now we are only one race away for the season, and so tell us what we could expect for the audience.
Well, it's definitely going to be a thriller, and everybody's going to be taking a few more risks than they normally would do because there's nothing left to lose. Nikita Bedrin will be on pole position, and he'll want to bow out of the championship as a winner on his terms. But he's going to have plenty of drivers behind him who'll want to do just the same.
那么我们已经到达了本赛季的最后一场正赛了。Nikita 是从头位发车，他会有怎么样的表现呢？自然是希望用一场胜利来圆满的结束他的本个赛季。不过在比赛开始之前，先让我们回顾一下上一场比赛的精彩集锦。
We had a pretty exciting battle earlier on today. Let's look back over the highlights. As championship showdowns go, it couldn't really have been any more dramatic if we tried. Taylor Barnard sluggish away off the grid and having to charge his way further through as Michael Shin and Nicolas Solov led us away on the first lap of a brilliant and crucial race at Yas Marina. The battles continued all the way through the field, Sami Megatunov getting himself in the wars nice and early as he duelled for position. But Nicolas Solov was always going to find pressure from the front end of the field in his second ever race, and he came under intense pressure from several drivers in the field. Kimi Antonelli tried to fight back, but found himself going airborne in the middle of the race. Then came the problems. First of all, a spin triggered by Rafael Kamara saw Sami Megatunov facing the wrong way. But it wouldn't be the last time drivers were in trouble. Pepe Marti going for the lead and going airborne, but he would eventually make his way through on Michael Shin. Sami Megatunov and Owen Tangevelu would spend their races trying to charge their way through the field. But out in front, Pepe Marti made sure that if you're going to win in Yas Marina, you need to be Spanish. After Murray Boyer's win yesterday, Pepe Marti gets the job done today. Going to be a hat-trick for the Spaniards, or is there going to be a different winner of race 3? Further back, neither Antonelli or Barnard score, and that means that Antonelli is the new champion. So the contenders are ready for one final bout on the Yas Marina circuit, the 15th race of the season. And after 14 incredible battles out on the circuit, we now know that there is going to be a bit of a thrill fest to finish the season. We have a new champion. He is also the rookie champion, and we have a team's champion. But we still have a score or two to settle on the Yas Marina circuit to finish the season. Hello everybody, Jake Sanson here once again on the Yas Marina circuit as we quest for the title. It is already done and dusted, but now they always say in motor racing, don't they, you're only ever as good as your last race. So who is going to win the last race of the Formula Regional Middle East Championship season and take the psychological upper hand into the summer season back home in Europe? It has been a fantastic season here across the Dubai Autodrome to 2 visits, the Kuwait Motor Town, the brand new facility, to 2 visits as well. But what a way to end the year at Yas Marina, and a fantastic weekend it has been. So, down on the starting grid, we have pole position sitter Nikita Bedrin for the PHM racing team, who would love to finish his last Formula Regional race and head into F3 with a win. He's down on the grid with Feline Wang.
Hey Nikita, last race of the season, are you feeling any pressure or are you just gonna enjoy it?
No, of course I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm feeling confident, having 4 new tires. Speed was looking really good in the races especially. So yeah, looking forward to it. Need to have a good start and then just have a good pace and hopefully we can win again. Just feeling confident.
Have a good race. 刚刚呢，我问到Nikita呢，他因为这是已经是本赛季的最后一场比赛了，他是会有一些压力吗？他提到，当然我最重要的是要先很 enjoy， 就是很自己要这场比赛要过得开心，同时呢，他要自己呢也要驾驶好，在第一个圈呢，然后在第一个弯道呢能有一个好的发挥，然后争取呢能一直保持领先的地位。Back to you guys.
Thank you, Feline. Good to hear from Nikita Bedrin. Managed to have a quick lunch break with him earlier on. And I have to say, he looked very motivated and focused. He was bitterly disappointed that his engine blew over the course of the race yesterday, which meant he couldn't go for the victory. This man, Sebastian Montoya, they appear to be making some adjustments to the high-tech ahead of his last race in the Middle East category. But we can expect a very busy year for Sebastian Montoya as he takes on a dual campaign of single-seaters and European Le Mans alongside his father, Juan Pablo Montoya. That's going to be quite an incredible opportunity to see what Sebastian Montoya can do. And the Colombian has a very steady and long future ahead of him. So we're going to get to see a really exciting challenge for all of the contenders out there on the starting grid. You can actually see Juan Pablo Montoya himself there looking over the car, just seeing how things are going to progress as we are gearing up, ready for a gripping race here at Yas Marina.
So, Kimi, you already win the overall championship, and what was your expectation for this race?
I mean, of course, I'll try to enjoy as much as possible. Try to not make any mistakes, and yeah, have fun.
Have a good race. 那刚刚呢，我是问到你，Kimi 他呢已经是拿到了这个年度的总冠军了。他说呢，他也重要的是就是有一场非常开心的比赛，同时呢，希望这个比赛呢不要再出现任何的失误了。Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Feline. Great to hear from the new champion, Andrea Kimi Antonelli. He has no pressure in this final race. He can just go into it with a lot of fun. Now, we've had a great question come in on YouTube, as we obviously do get a lot of questions from people on YouTube. Do please get them coming into us. They're always useful in things like safety cars and red flags. So they're always very much appreciated. Thank you for dropping them into us. We've had one particular question come in asking after the engine in these particular cars. What engine is it? Well, I can tell you it is the Autotechnica built engine manufactured by Alfa Romeo, the ATM AR F3R. It currently has a 270 brake horsepower unit that revs to 6,000 RPM and a maximum torque output of 350 newtons per meter. A very, very fast engine indeed for these youngsters, many of whom will have only been used to the F4 unit before it, which has about 120 less brake horsepower. But it is a 1.7 litre engine with a bore of 83 millimetres, so it really does give you an awful lot of power to play with. Taylor Barnard lining up in position on the grid. He bows out of Formula Regional as a race winner and a championship contender. He missed out on the title, but he has definitely captured the attention and the hearts of the motor racing fandom. And when he goes into Formula 3 later this season, everybody is going to know just how competitive he can be. And he goes in with a very positive outlook as well. After fighting for the title, he knows that he's going up rather than going sideways, so he is going to be pushing on. Sami Megatunov getting ready to start from 7th on the starting grid in the Hyderabad Blackbirds MP car, the man who won in Kuwait Motor Town on the second round of the season. He's been able to showcase his ability over a very competitive and incredibly evenly paced year. So it's good to see what he has been able to achieve on this Formula Regional Middle East Championship route. But there are some big challenges on the starting grid. The battle really in this race is the one for third position in the Drivers' Championship. Effectively, it is between Lorenzo Fusha, Rafael Kamara and Mari Boya, and there is just 16 points between the three of them, with 25 points still on the table. Flusha is currently 6 points ahead of Rafael Kamara, who is 10 points more ahead of Mari Boya. So there is genuinely a chance that one of those three drivers is going to come through as the third best driver over the course of the season. Just for the record, Pepe Marti was able to come through for the win in the previous race earlier today. And Taylor Barnard did score points in the end. There was an investigation, but he did manage to hang on to 9th position, I do believe. And Nikita Vedrin, the man who starts pole position for this one, scored the final point in 10th position. Goodness me, the noise has joined us for the last race of the season, as the Yas Marina Circuit is directly under the Gulf flight path. That was a fabulous little bit of a display there from one of the local airlines, obviously wanting a little bit of a closer look of the circuit before they take off to a destination unknown. But what a sensational situation for these young competitors. Now, Dimcho Dimov asks a very intelligent question. Are they on a new set of tyres or used? Well, that's a very open question. It very much depends on who has decided to save a fresh set of tyres for this last race of the season. It's photo season, as everybody is trying to take those last memorable photographs in the pit lane as the season finishes off, and the PHM crew clearly away at that. Just to come back to the question that you asked about tyres, every driver has only 3 sets of tyres for an entire race weekend from the start of qualifying. They will all use a fresh set for Q1, they will all use a fresh set for Q2, so then they go on 2 used tyres and 1 fresh set, basically going into the 3 races, and it's up to them when they use them, but those are the only tyres they're allowed to use for the entirety of the race weekend. The fans are in position, and it is going to be a really exciting situation for this last race of the season. Nothing left to lose, nothing left to win, except bragging rights at the end of the title fight. Andrea Kimi Antonelli has already sealed the championship title after his performances over the course of the season. Taylor Barnard cannot catch him. Well, certainly he can't overtake him, but a win would certainly put him in the bragging rights position at the end of the season. But everybody wants to end this race as the top dog. So in the first few positions on the starting grid then, Nikita Bedrin and Andrea Kimi Antonelli from Rafael Kamara and Mari Boya, Kirill Smal and Taylor Barnard from Sami Megatunev and Joshua Dufek, then Owen Tangevelu and Lorenzo Flusha, a very competitive top 10. Pepe Marti and Martini Stenshorn will line up on the 6th row of the grid beside each other. Then Tim Tramnitz is beside the British driver Aidan Neat. Nikhil Bora lines up 15th on the starting grid following his win in Dubai. Tazanopol Nindrovivazak was on the podium there. Nikola Solov goes off 17th on the grid alongside the Hungarian Levi Revej. And then Brad Benavides and Sebastian Montoya finish off their season in the top 20 on the grid. Giovanni Mascio alongside Michael Shin off the back of his brilliant 2nd place in race 2. Han Shen Yu is beside Niels Kuhlen as they share the 12th row. And bringing up the rear, it is Dan Mavlyutov in the high-tech and Tang Bruabin in the R&B racing machine. So a thrilling encounter that we saw in the previous races, but now the last race of the year. It's always a very reflective time to look back over the season that has gone before it and over the races that have given us so much entertainment and excitement. We've had Dino Beganovic, Nikhil Bora, Mari Boya, Taylor Barnard, Sami Megatunev, Andrea Kimi Antonelli and Pepe Marti and Nikita Bedrin all take victories over the course of this season. Now we get just one final race battle. The title has been won in both the Rookie Cup and the Overall Cup by Andrea Kimi Antonelli. The team's title has gone the way of the Mumbai Falcons racing team. But now it's time for some bragging rights to be played out over the course. And somebody is going to come through in fine fashion to finish off a very competitive season. We've had a grand total of 37 drivers come into the first Formula Regional Middle East Championship over the course of 15 exciting and action-packed races. It's given us so much excitement, so much tension and drama as well. But what an exceptional end to the season it is set to be. Nikita Bedrin going off pole position. And we will see a fascinating situation play out. So the final races of the season, and it really has been an exceptional charge for all of the contenders. Andrea Kimi Antonelli becoming the first driver in the category. We have completed 210 racing laps so far, but there is still quite a few left to come. Fans are taking their positions in the stands to watch the final race of the season. And this all comes down to who is going to get the job done. They have come from far and wide, from all 4 corners of the globe, to race in the Formula Regional Middle East Championship. And now, for the final 28 minutes plus the additional lap of the season, we'll get to see who comes through victorious at Yas Marina. So as the cars take up their positions on the starting grid, we get the green flag at the very back of the field, where the lights will come on, and when they go out, we'll have the last race of Formula Regional Middle East 2023. Who is going to bow out on the top? Let's find out! A very quick extinguishing of the lights. Bedrin gets a perfect start. Antonelli is going to tuck in behind him, so too is Rafael Kamara. And it's a fast starting Taylor Barnard trying to get up alongside Mari Boya and squeeze through on the inside line. Josh Dufek has made a very decent start as well. And the Hyderabad Blackbirds are running 1, 2 and 3 as they run sideways with each other. So that's Boya, Megatunev and Tangevelu all trying to make up progress as the field squirts its way through up towards the W Hotel complex once again. Stay out of trouble. Keep it nice and clean. And this time on the first lap we do. It's a little bit congested, but everybody's kept out of the wars for the moment. As they work their way through on this first lap. Everybody's pointing in the right direction. Out in front, no problems at all for Bedrin. He leads the way. Then it is Antonelli in front of Kamara. The field still dueling away for position. But it's perfect as far as Nikita Bedrin is concerned. He has no issues. Antonelli, then Kamara, then it is Tufek. Barnard has had to drop back a couple of positions. But a dive up the inside from one of the Mumbai Falcons, trying to take on a Blackbird. I think that's Flusha trying to take on Tanjavelu. Kidel Smal is in the mix, but he didn't get the best of starts. So now he's trying to make up for lost time earlier on. As the field works its way down the drop, up towards the hairpin that overlooks Ferrari World. There's going to be 3 or 4 wide into the hairpin. Someone's going to have to back down from this. They all managed to fit through. Excellent work, a clean first lap so far, but then comes the big braking zone at the bottom of Slipstream City. Up to the final chicane of the lap. And you're looking at Josh Dufek trying to stretch away into the braking zone. Murray Boyer's going wheel to wheel with Taylor Barnard. Barnard trying to cut through. Works his way to the chicane. Goodness me, it's absolute skittles in the mid-pack as everybody tries to work their way through. And there's a couple of contacts. 2 cars in the wall. 3 cars, a spin there in the middle. There's all sorts of drama. It's Tanjavelu, Bora and Revej. Unfortunately, those 3 have gone. It looked like Revej spun it, but Tanjavelu and Bora, I think, have got into the wall. So there are Bora and Tanjavelu. Game over, and there's a broken Revej. So all 3 cars are out of it on the end of the first lap. I did say that the chicane is where things really get settled. And unfortunately, all 3 drivers exited stage left. So Revej is out, Tanjavelu out, Bora out, and that is almost certainly going to be a safety car, and it is. Tazid of Babazak going wheel to wheel with Montoya, but he has to back out of it as we go safety car. Bedrin leads Antonelli, Kamara, Dufek, Megatuniv, Barnard, Boyer and Smal, with Stenchon and Flusha currently in the top 10. But it is very much a great battle to the end of the season. Oh dear, poor Roman Tanjavelu. A last chance saloon for him this weekend. Let's see how it happened. We might not get to see it. It's a bit of a slide from one of the Hyderabad Blackbirds that ends up just nudging Tanjavelu into the side of Bora, and Revej ran a little bit wide too. I think he had nowhere to go but into the side of Tanjavelu's stranded car. Racing incident for me. But it was triggered by one of the Blackbirds just sliding out sideways. I couldn't tell whether that was Megatunif or Boyer. It's the back end of the left side of the car kicked out, banged wheels with Tanjavelu. That spat Tanjavelu to the left into Bora, and at that point you're basically staring at the wall. So Bedrin leads the race under safety car. He did quietly say to me, if I can get into the lead in first position in the first corner, I know I've got the car to win this. They can try any trick they like. I'm going for the win. I'm very confident and very, very calm, Nikita Bedrin, pre-race. And it looks as though he has a great chance to convert that into a race victory. So now the contenders are just gearing themselves up behind the safety car. They will weave from side to side, trying to get heat into the tyres and brakes. Just trying to keep everything at optimum temperature. Not so easy to do, of course. And the safety car has picked them up once again. And the Yas Marina Circuit really has given us quite an incredible trio of races in Formula Regional in the Middle East Championship. And this one, it's a dramatic start again. Not quite as dramatic, I guess, in the sense that the championship has already been decided, but obviously bragging rights are still a big thing to racing drivers. So through they come again. 23 minutes on the clock, plus the additional lap that comes after it. And this is all going to be about pacing yourself behind the safety car, but looking after the tyres, keeping the temperature of the brakes to a good temperature, looking after the fuel as well. If they just ease a little bit on fuel consumption, they can actually push a little bit harder on the way out of this safety car period. So Max on YouTube wants to know, where will Antonelli drive after this season? He'll be with the same squad, and he'll be with the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, the European sister championship to this one that runs over the course of the summer months. There are the crew getting ready to clear the debris. That's a rather mullered Hyderabad Blackbird by AMP car, and I'm afraid the RHGP team have got quite a lot of spares and repairs to do post-race here, because that's 2 of their cars that have gone into the wall with fairly hefty damage. And there are Nikhil Bora and Levi Revej. The marshal just explaining to them that you've given me a little bit of hard work, I'm afraid. But I'm sure that it's a fairly amiable conversation. There is always a really good relationship between the drivers and the marshals, and a lot of respect between the two. He actually had a really nice group photograph when we were in Kuwait Motor Town, with all the marshals being given the centre of the love heart that was formed by the drivers. A great community spirit within motorsport, and a great amount of appreciation and respect for the men and women around the circuit who volunteer in the orange suits. Without them, we can't race at all, and we are very much indebted to all of the marshals that have been part of the Formula Regional Middle East and the F4 UAE Championship weekends here at the Yas Marina, back over in Dubai, and also in Kuwait Motor Town. So the safety car leads the field around. I think we're going to have at least one more lap behind the safety car, because as we've already mentioned, there are 3 cars to gesture. And look, the safety car has actually driven them off the circuit intentionally, so that there is less risk of the drivers still racing, picking up punctures from the debris that is potentially around the circuit. So they battle around the circuit after this safety car period. But obviously we still have 2 cars in the wall, Tanchavelu's and also Nikhil Bora's. But it's been a very solid start to Nikhil Bora's 2023 season off the back of his Indian Racing League campaign in December, when he was racing at Hyderabad on the street circuit and at Chennai at Iringa-Tukatoy, where he was able to lift his team to the title. And he's taken a race victory here in Formula Regional Middle East. So he's done a very fair job indeed. And I don't think anyone can really negate his campaign in Formula Regional Middle East. Last year, of course, he was in the F4 UAE Championship, and now his younger brother Akshay has been doing so. So this is going to be an exceptional run once we get going around this Yas Marina circuit again. Of all of the race circuits that I've been to around the circuit, this one really has a special and unique feel to it. Let's look again at what happened. Now look, that's the back end of Bora's car, just kicks out, rubs into Tanchavelu's. Tanchavelu connects with Bora, and Revej then connects again with Tanchavelu's car as it spits out of the circuit. And that's how Revej went around. Well, there we go. So through they come on the racing lap again. I was just going to mention the fact, as we look at Nikola Tsolov, the Bulgarian Lion as he is known. It's a fabulous race circuit, this place. There is nowhere in the world quite like this one. Most of the circuits that you tend to find embedded around a marina are usually of the street circuit variety, such as the likes of Macau or Monaco. But this one is a permanent facility, used all year round. There really is absolutely nothing quite like this place, and it has some of the most friendly staff as well. If you want to learn more about the circuit, I can remember the first time I came here a couple of years ago, I asked, could I walk the circuit on the lunch break? They said, we can do better than that, you can have a golf cart. That would not even be a conversation at other European circuits. Fabulous team here. They really do want to embrace the motor racing world and the culture out here in the Middle East. They want the whole world to know that this sport is the best in the world. So out of the final hairpin, good to see that drivers from all forms of motor racing and all walks of life are watching along. Even Connor Clancy, who was a top-level kart racer here in the United Arab Emirates, is watching along. Hello Connor, hello Oscar. Hope you're enjoying the action here in the Formula Regional Middle East Championship. The final couple of cars are just being moved away. And so I think we're going to have one more lap behind the safety car. Goodness me, that car really was embedded in to the wall. It's a very awkward position for the car to go off in. But fair play to the Marshals team. They're working hard, making sure we can continue. Now the lights are out on the safety car, but I haven't had any official confirmation that we are going to go racing this time. So I think we're going to have one more lap behind the safety car. I certainly haven't had any notification. Oh, red flag, red flag. So this race has now been stopped, and I'm going to guess that that's because now that they've removed Nikhil Bora's car, The barrier is actually too damaged to continue the race safely. So that's the reason why we've gone red flag. So what will happen now is that the cars will come into the pits. They will line up in their formation. And this will suddenly become a bit like Test Match Special. We'll have a bit of a chat show while we're waiting for the marshals and the officials to clear the circuit. So this is the time to get your questions and your comments in. We'll try and read as many out as we can, but that's the reason we can't go racing. You can't argue with that. That is a broken barrier. And if we were to go racing now and something else were to go in there, I don't even want to think about the consequences. Right decision from the officials there. Red flag it, get it fixed, and then we can finish correctly. So a smart call from the officials. And so we can continue and go racing. I love this time of the season when people on the YouTube channel start coming up with unbelievably fantastic theories and thoughts. Always great to hear some of the interesting comments about the drivers that have competed in Formula Regional Middle East this year. Midius points out that Kimi will take Lewis Hamilton's seat in 2027 after a year in Williams F1. How good is your crystal ball? Mine can't read that far into the future. An absolutely interesting one. That's a wild theory. Mind you, stranger things have happened in motor racing. Alex points out that Oliver Behrman and Kimi Antonelli are the future of F1 as far as these concerned. Well, Oliver Behrman did race out here in the Middle East last year in the Formula Regional Asian Championship in this very car. And a fantastic situation. Right, Charles wants to know, why did it take them 5 minutes to red flag the race? Well, that's a very easy question to answer. They've obviously got the first primary job, which is to clear the cars from their particular positions. You have to make sure you do it one by one and adhere to the protocols. Once they moved Nikhil Bora's car, they could obviously see once they moved the car out of the barrier just how much damage the barrier had taken. There is clearly a tear in the barrier, and that means that obviously it has to be replaced. We cannot go racing with a damaged barrier, so that's the reason why it was red flagged. It would have been a normal restart had there not been more damage to the barrier than first realised, so that's now why we've had to go red flag. Otherwise, the whole race would have been run on a safety car, and you don't want that any more than I do. So, a fascinating situation. All the questions and all the comments are coming in. Gabriele Sicuro wants to know, is Antonelli in some academy of some sort? He certainly is. He's in the Mercedes F1 Junior Academy and has been for a couple of years now through his karting career when he became European champion on 2 separate occasions. So he's had a fascinating situation. The race will resume under safety car at 2:25 local time, according to that statement. But look at that. A hole in the barrier is definitely not safe. We cannot race with that in its current state, so obviously it's going to be repaired. Lewis Everett has clearly been playing F1 Manager with a little bit too much eagerness. He says he will pair with Kimi Antonelli in the Peugeot F1 team in 2028. Okay. Whatever nice delectable treats you're eating, I'm definitely not going in near any of them. That's a very interesting situation. I think you've fallen through a time loop there and convinced Jean Todt to actually go racing with the Peugeot F1 team. It was rumoured back in 1993. It never actually happened, unfortunately. I'd have liked to have seen that. Stein says, I predict Kimi will be driving a Mercedes by 2029. He has insane potential, but can't realistically predict if he will reach it. That's probably the wisest of the comments about it so far. You know, how long is a piece of string? If is just F1 spelt backwards. All of these adages have all been said before. But certainly one thing everybody says about this boy, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, now that he is the new champion, is that the sky is the limit. He could just keep on getting better. Now, Cam asks, when a driver wins the championship, do they have to move on? That's an interesting question. It does differ from championship to championship. Separate categories will have their own separate rules on this. Yes and no is the answer to that question. Certain championships will have certain regulations based on that, but it all very much depends on the separate choices. I'm not entirely sure if that exists for Formula Regional Middle East. I don't think it does, but I haven't been consulting the Blue Book that closely. That's a question that I'm going to have to answer, probably in 2024. Charlie Simmons says, will there also be an FR Asian Championship this year too? Watch this space. That is all I'm going to say on that one. Remaining race time will be 17 minutes plus 1 lap. There we go. So that's nice to see. Now, Michael Joseph asks a very intuitive question. What is the best line for actual vehicles compared to the actual race line? I mean, it sounds a little bit vague, but I assume that you're talking about under racing conditions. The thing about this particular championship and this particular circuit, Yas Marina, is that the racing line is negotiable. There are certain points on the course where you can actually not go with the conventional. The inside line can actually be beaten by the outside line, as we've seen a couple of times. So it could be very interesting to see who actually gets the run of the draft. But that's a very open question. I quite like that one. But the fans are in the pit lane here, having an exceptional run. Right, here's a fabulous question, seeing as how we're under red flag. I've got all the time in the world to tick these off, so please keep them coming. They are fantastic. Thank you, everybody. The idiot, it's a bit harsh. He says, I want to race and reach in Formula Middle East or F2, but I'm 14, I'm in karting. Is there any way I can have the same pace and result as the most talented, or is it better to start early? Now, that is a very interesting question. Obviously, the common school of thought is as soon as you can get into top-level karting, do it. The sooner the better. The more track time, the more likely the chances. There are a few people, though, who have bucked the trend and done it a slightly different way. Michael Shin, for example, here in the Formula Regional Middle East Championship, has not had the same kind of karting career as the others. He started driving, he got good at it, he felt he had the speed, and he has moved his way into the Prema team with very little racing experience at all. And he's just finished second in the second race of the day, second race of the weekend, I should say, sorry. So it is possible. Look at Kai Daryanani, for example, in F4 UAE this year. He had no racing experience in cars coming into this season. He had been doing online racing, would you believe? And Dan Wells, a very talented single-seater and sports car race across Asia, noticed that Kai Daryanani's times were only a couple of seconds off his. And he realised that the kid had absolutely no karting experience whatsoever and went, right, you've got something special, let's mould it. And that's exactly what they've decided to do. Fascinating stuff for all of the competitors in 2023 to end this way. F1 Samantha asks, what's your favourite Formula Regional track? That's a tough one. I suppose my heart has to say Yas Marina, because it really has been a phenomenal race weekend, but my head is starting to say Kuwait Motor Town. You know what? As a race circuit in itself, that place is definitely going to go places. At the moment, the facilities are not quite up to the level of the likes of Yas Marina in Dubai, for example, but that's because COVID-19 got in the way of their phased development. So if they can get phase 2 and phase 3 back up again and turn the place into the motor town they always envisaged it will be, I think it wouldn't be too long before the likes of MotoGP, the FIA World Endurance Championship, and maybe even Formula 1 might end up there. They're a very welcoming team of people. They're very passionate. It'll be really interesting to see what the future holds for that circuit. But we were very delighted to be the first major single-seater championship to go racing at Kuwait Motor Town. So, Blue is Hotter asks, what is the best career path to go down to enter any Formula League if you're not a driver? If you're not a driver, oh goodness me. The best point of call to probably look at is your local or national motor racing association. So in the UK, that would be Motorsport UK, that would be ACI if you're in Italy, that would be the FFSA if you're in France, and so on and so on. There are routes to get in, there are opportunities if you're not a driver to start from scratch. You can look at the local and regional karting sections, you can start testing in the single-seater cars, and if you're fast enough, and the teams like you, then there are always opportunities to put a sponsorship deal together and get you out on the race circuit. You don't have to have years and years and years of karting behind you to make it work. It helps, but it certainly doesn't guarantee you an opportunity. So you do really have to work at it. Now, the race is going to restart, but as you can see, there is going to be the slippery oil flag, because obviously there's been some dust and some moisture that has been kicked up off the surface of the runoff of that particular final chicane. So this is going to be an interesting situation. So KJ Gaming 53 wants to ask, what do you think is the true pinnacle of motorsport? Obviously people say F1, but what do you think? Well, you're talking to somebody who loves anything with wheels and a motor of any kind of description. There are several pinnacles as far as I'm concerned. MotoGP is the pinnacle of bikes. The Indy 500 is the pinnacle of American motorsport. Formula 1 is the pinnacle of the global motorsport scene. The Le Mans 24 Hours is clearly the pinnacle of sports car racing, as Pablo Montoya plays with his son, Sebastian. waving some air into his face. There is a real end-of-term atmosphere down here in the pit lane, and it's great to see. But yeah, to come back to what I was saying before, there are several pinnacles of the sport, and I'm personally of the opinion that there is no one form of motorsport that is better than another. If you keep an open mind, you take everything on face value, and you get educated about the different types of motor racing, you will never have a boring weekend. There is always something to watch, something around the world. Motorsport never sleeps. That's why it's the best sport in the world. So the safety car is going to head them out. We're going to have 17 minutes plus the additional fastest lap, final lap, I should say, sorry. And then we are done for the 2023 Formula Regional Middle East season. And I have to say, it's too soon. It feels like it's gone in a heartbeat. I can't help giggling at Lewis Everett. Lawnmower racing is greater than F1. It's a convincing argument, and I'm not going to disagree with you, actually. I have been involved in lawnmower racing over the years, the Whisper Green 12 hours back in the United Kingdom. Yeah, you thought he was joking, didn't you? No, it's genuinely a proper sport, and it has a world championship. It has the 12 hours, which is the Radio Le Mans, is what we call it, and I'm hoping to get back there for the first time since COVID-19. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 17 minutes ticked down the second we started out of the pit lane. So we've obviously now got 16 minutes plus the additional lap. But we are now ready for an exceptional situation. Andrew McGovern asks the question, why don't they go to Bahrain in this season? It's early days, mate. There could well be an opportunity for 2024. You never know. It's very early doors, but obviously this is the first ever Formula Regional Middle East Championship, so 3 circuits across 5 weekends is not exactly a bad turn for the efforts. There is obviously the logistical challenge of going from one country to another. There's a lot of freight to move around, so why not? A. Jamal asks, with Kimi Antonelli dominating the Formula Regional Middle East Championship, I'm not quite sure that's correct. Why doesn't he go up to F3? Well, I do know the answer to this one, actually, and the correct answer to this one is that he's 16 years of age. The Mercedes junior team felt that while he could have done well in F3, there's no rush. He's still a fairly young competitor. He doesn't turn 17 until the summer. Give him a chance. People are too quick to rush these drivers through. And sometimes you just need to pace them a little bit. Right, the safety car is going to do 2 laps. Now, the reason the safety car is going to do 2 laps is because there's probably going to be some fluid down on that particular part of the course that they've had the barrier repair. So obviously there's had to be some cement dust and some sweeping, so having the cars go round a second time is obviously going to remove some of that service dust, and so then they can go racing again next time again. Charlie Simmons makes a very good comment. Formula Regional Middle East has such a great potential given the concentration of high quality circuits in the area. Amen, brother. There are so many great circuits in the Middle East now. Look at Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, look at Lusail in Qatar, look at the Sakhir circuit in Bahrain. And that's just the 3 we haven't used. There are still plenty more circuits being touted and being concepted and designed. There's a great future for motorsport in the Middle East. All kind of decided between the power race between Dubai Autodrome and Yas Marina. That was the catalyst. And now they will continue. So here's the order as we go into the restart of the race. Nikita Bedrin from Andrea Kimi Antonelli and Rafael Kamara. Then Josh Dufek and Sami Megatunev. Taylor Barnard is P6 from Mali Boya and Kirill Smal. Martini Estenchon is 9th and Lorenzo Fusha in P10. Safety car is in at the end of this lap. So there is the official command. Just looking at the marshal down the straight. Mate, your safety car board's upside down. Sorry, I didn't mean to spot that one. It's just one of those things. It's the end of the season. We'll let it slide. Safety car is in at the end of this lap, though. And we're going to go racing for a final 12.5 minutes. So the battles are continuing for the last 12.5 minutes of the season. Thank you for all your comments and your questions. We'll keep the banter flowing post-season. At Jake Sands Online is where you can find me. Yes, I thought it was fairly witty as well. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The final 12.5 minutes plus the additional lap of this season. A terrific run. Weaving from side to side, just trying to generate a little bit of heat into the tyres and brakes. And up to the final charge forward. It's up to Nikita Bedrin when he drops the hammer, and he has. He's properly dropped the hammer, quite a halfway down the back straight. And he's caught Andrea Kimi Antonelli napping there. To the chicane, the left, the right. And now we can go racing for the final 12 minutes of the season, plus one more lap. And here they come, ladies and gentlemen, for the last time potentially this season, it's green, 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 green at Yas Marina. And it's a cracking start from Nikita Bedrin. Antonelli and Kamara follow in pursuit. Kamara, of course, in third position, trying to finish there in the championship standings, in third place. Tazid de Verbazak following in behind Montoya. Now, the restart procedure for car 77 is under investigation already. That is Tim Tramnitz. The German driver may well have transgressed somewhere, and that could well come back to bite him later. So through the right and through the left, the double left-hander at the W Hotel. The corner that the internet affectionately knows as the TP turn, for fairly obvious reasons. And through the final couple of corners into the right-handers and onto the Grand Prix straight. Battling their way in this final race of the year. Just 3 retirements from the original start. Owen Tajavelu, Nikhil Bora and Levi Revej. Their seasons have sadly come to an end. They've still got some good battles to play out. But Nikita Bedrin is trying to check out away from Andrea Kimi Antonelli, who wants to end his season on the podium. But then so too does Taylor Barnard in second in the championship. Down the crest, a big lunge up the inside, that's Mari Boyer. He makes his move on the inside of Taylor Barnard, and he gets the move. Mari Boyer is a man on a mission, of course. He wants to finish third in the Drivers' Championship himself. But he's got a deficit of 16 points before he can catch Lorenzo Flusha in the standings. Flusha, by the way, is all the way down in 10th position, so it's a little bit tenuous for Lorenzo Flusha. And they work their way up to the braking zone, trying to lean into each other. That's a little bit too harsh. Dufek and Megatuniv trip over each other, and there's more contact. Oh, up in the air. That's Tim Tramnitz connecting with Brad Benavides. How is Tramnitz still going? Boyer is battling away with Barnard now once again. As Smal comes through in 7th. Stenshorn is side by side with Lorenzo Flusha, who's about to go from 10th position to 8th in the space of a couple of corners. He can't quite get past Stenshorn. He slots in front of his countryman Pepe Marti. Let's look at it again. Watch Tim Tramnitz go airborne. He connects with Brad Benavides. Bang! And he goes airborne. How is Tramnitz still circulating? That car must be made of absolute steel. So Bedrin, Antonelli, Kamara, Dufek, Boyer, Barnard, Smal, and into the pits comes Sami Megatuniv. That's game over for a very productive season that heralded a victory in Kuwait Motor Town. But we wish Sami Megatuniv all the best for his 2023 summer campaign. As they head through the left-hander, down the sweeping roller coaster section of the circuit. This is my favourite part of the course. As a driver, you really do feel the G-forces. You run through the crest, up towards Ferrari World. You can just about make it out in the background. And into the hairpin. This is where you can make a cheeky little overtaking manoeuvre if you throw it up the inside. A few drivers have tried it. A few drivers have been successful, others not so. Just ask Max Verstappen. He knows how to get a move done there. Bedrin, Antonelli, Kamara, then Dufek and Boyer. Barnard in 6th position. Kirill Smal trying to shake off Stenshorn, Flusha and Marti. And it looks as though Stenshorn is going to have a look. He has a think about the move. Marti's going to get on the inside of Lorenzo Flusha. And it's not quite going to be there for Pepe Marti. He still stays on it. He runs deep at the chicane. This is exactly where the incident happened earlier on between Tajavelu and Bora. But Boyer has now got a real bee in his bonnet. He wants to get past Joshua Dufek. Dufek is holding on to this. Boyer's trying to get alongside. And into the pits comes Tim Tramnitz. His car is too damaged after the airborne moment. So it looks like Tramnitz's race is over. As Marty Boyer sweeps in behind Josh Dufek, looking for the gap. But Dufek is keeping that car as wide as a Buick around this circuit. Through the left. Making it nice and tidy. Up through to the next pair of right-handers. Very fast, the first one. You have to scrub a little bit of speed off for the second. And then work the car in down the Formula 1 pit straight. Up towards the next left-hander at the Marina. Dufek in fourth, Boyer in fifth, Barnard in sixth. It looks like it's going to be an all-brookie podium for Vedrin, Antonelli and Kamara. With 7 minutes plus a bit of change and the final lap, there's still plenty that can happen. Down the hill. Dufek still out in front of Mari Boyer. Boyer's going to have a think about it. I think he just decided at the very last minute, you know what, I've got a bit of time. I can take him down that back straight instead. That's exactly what he's trying to do. Antonelli's going with Vedrin, by the way. Vedrin is trying to shake off Kimi Antonelli from the slipstream. Meanwhile, Mari Boyer really feels that there's a chance here to get past Josh Dufek. Dufek is defending. Mari Boyer's drawing level. Who's going to brake late? Mari Boyer may still have a shot here going into turn one, as that's Lucia, I believe, making his move. Oh no, that's Kirill Smal. Smal defending from Stenshorn. Here we go, Mari Boyer tries again. In the slipstream. Watch for Taylor Barnard. Look out for Taylor Barnard behind the pair of them. Boyer's going to get a nose in front. He's going to try and squeeze Dufek. Dufek's not going to concede, and they both run wide. And that's going to be Barnard through. Boyer goes off. Mari Boyer and Josh Dufek connect. Neither is prepared to concede, and that's what happened. Marti trying to get past Stenshorn. Stenshorn squeezing Pepe Marti up against the curves. That could have been messy. Pepe Marti just hangs on to it. A very close run thing here. Nikita Vedrin continues out in front of Antonelli. Kamara in third from Dufek, Boyer, Barnard, Smal, Stenshorn and Pepe Marti. Lorenzo Flusha in P10. Then Aidan Neat, Montoya in for Verbazak and Michael Shin, who's made up good progress. Then Benavides, Solov, Hahn, Mashio, Mabutov, Kulan and Tang. There's 21 cars still running out of the 26 that started. And Nikita Vedrin still trying to shake off Kimi Antonelli. Antonelli is really making a race of this. Continuing to battle into the hairpin. Just trying to make it work. Vedrin drives a little bit deep into the hairpin. That could be a chance for Antonelli down the back straight. When they come into the chicane the next time by, Antonelli's going to be all over Nikita Vedrin like a bad habit. Down the back straight they go. Look in the distance. You can see that Nikita Vedrin is under pressure now from Andrea Kimi Antonelli. Braking zone for the left and the right. Through the chicane. Up to the inside turn. And Andrea Kimi Antonelli is all over Nikita Vedrin. And Vedrin is getting frustrated that he's in the draft. He is swarming around like a wasp at a picnic right now. Up to the first corner. Andrea Kimi Antonelli still pushing Nikita Vedrin. Hoping to force the error. 4.5 minutes left. Plus one more lap after that. And Mari Boyer has picked up damage from his run off the road. I think Mari Boyer, oh, he's got a puncture. Mari Boyer with a puncture. It's game over for him in 2023. He will not finish third in the championship. That will either go the way of Kamara or Flusha. Looking at Kamara, looking to finish on 15 points. It could go his way, as there is the puncture. Mari Boyer doing his Gilles Villeneuve impression as he comes into the pits. Unfortunately, that wasn't in the script. Oh, and there's a problem. Who's that running wide? One of the Mumbai Falcons drifting off the road there. I couldn't see which one that was. Was that Flusha? Because that's critical for the third position in the championship. Kamara is only 6 points back from Lorenzo Flusha. And he's currently looking at 15 points scored for finishing in third place. So for Kamara, it's looking pretty done and dusted for third in the championship. So they continue to battle. Going to see a replay of what happened. Oh, that is Marti pitching Flusha into a spin. Well, that is not the way to end their season. As into the pits comes Mari Boyer. It looks like they're going to try and change the rear wheel. Oh, Mari Boyer wants to keep going. Good for him. Andrea Kimi Antonelli hustling in behind Nikita Vedrin. To the main straight once again. Nikita Vedrin really needs to place the car in all the wrong places for Andrea Kimi Antonelli. Down the main straight. Bedrin's got to go like Gandalf now. You shall not pass. Andrea Kimi Antonelli to the inside. No, you don't, says Nikita Bedrin. Moves across the line. To the middle of the road. Antonelli looks for a better slingshot off the corner. He's got good traction. He's got good speed. Bedrin's going to force him back. Antonelli's going left as they swing right. Bedrin placing him in a good position. Up through the left-handers at the W Hotel. Now they've got a car in front of them. Is that Mari Boyer having exited the pits? I think it might be. So Mari Boyer is just continuing on. And it is indeed. So Bedrin, very tough situation now. Is there going to be a strong run? Let's look again. This is a further incident further back. Oh, Nikola Tsolov. Oh, that does not end well for Tazin de Vavazak. Oh, and that's Han Chenyu. Han Chenyu has spun in the middle of the road. That is the worst possible thing to see from a blind corner. Goodness me, how close was Tang Ruobin to hitting him? Fortunately, he can get going again as Bedrin drifts wide in the hairpin. Antonelli knows he's got Nikita Bedrin up against the ropes now. Down the back straight. Straight he goes, he's in the slipstream. Bedrin trying to shake him off. No, go away. But Antonelli is resolute. He wants to win the last race of the season. He gets up alongside him. He's going to try and go the long way round. Bedrin slides. Antonelli has to shoot across the chicane. He's got no choice. But surely he's got to give that position back again, hasn't he? A 10-second penalty has been added to Pepe Marti's time for causing a collision. So Pepe Marti for pitching Flusha into a spin and essentially gifting Kamara. As there, Antonelli does the sporting thing. He lets Nikita Bedrin go back through. He knows he's gained an advantage by cutting the course, so he gives back the position. But now, he doesn't have to again. He can go straight back on it. That shows you the mark of Andrea Kimi Antonelli. He could have run on to the finish, but he didn't. He conceded. He knew he'd gained an unfair advantage. That's the kind of racing driver he is. That's the kind of sporting mentality he has. Nikita Bedrin will try and hold on to this again. And Andrea Kimi Antonelli dearly wants to win the last race of the season and showcase that he is the top dog in Formula Regional Middle East. Time has run out. It's this lap plus the next one, and then the season is over. Antonelli pushing hard here as he continues to run in close proximity. Fascinating run, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli working hard and behind Nikita Bedrin. Still the battle raging as he continues in fine style. A bit of a run wide again from Bedrin, but a bit of a lock-up from Antonelli. It's one of both. Up the inside again, this is Flusha trying to come back as he goes wheel to wheel with Dan Mavlyutov. Mavlyutov trying to stay the course. A really strong situation for all of the contenders, but Mavlyutov holds his nerve in front of Lorenzo Flusha. And there is a 10-second penalty added to the 33. That is Nikola Tsolov for his collision. So that is unfortunate. But now we've got one lap to go this season. Here we go, bring it on. Nikita Bedrin versus Andrea Kimi Antonelli. The pretender versus the champion. One final lap of this season. Nikita Bedrin is going to try and hang on. Meanwhile, further back, that is Flusha still battling with Dan Mavlyutov. Mavlyutov's gone off the road in his attempts to stay in front. Flusha's going to get him straight back again for sure. Indeed he does. Mavlyutov slots back in behind Flusha. And that's the battle extinguished for the moment. But where are Bedrin and Antonelli? Here they are under the W Hotel. Trying to chase after Mari Boyer in front of them on the road. But Boyer, of course, has made a pit stop and rejoined at the back in 20th place. Looks as though Sebastian Montoya and Tazin de Vavazak have both... Oh! That's Giovanni Mascio for the third race in a row, and that is a smoking car. Get out of it, Giovanni. Thank goodness he's safe. But 3 races in a row, and that's really unfortunate because Giovanni Mascio was up in 13th. He was doing a great job. But what happened to Giovanni Mascio? He's gone down the straight into the first corner. Did he just lose it on his own? Oh, yes, big plume of smoke. Such a disappointing weekend for Giovanni Mascio. Bedrin's running deep. There's only going to be one final shot, and there's nothing to lose if you're Andrea Kimi Antonelli. But I don't think he's going to be close enough. I think Nikita Bedrin's going to have this. Down the final straight, up towards the final chicane. And it looks as though Nikita Bedrin is going to become a two-time winner in Formula Regional Middle East in 2023. He's worked hard, he's done an admirable job this season, and he's going to collect his second win. He comes out of the final chicane. It's been a strong year for Nikita Bedrin. He takes the race and the victory here at Yas Marina. But behind him, Andrea Kimi Antonelli can celebrate, finally, as the champion in second place. A great run for Andrea Kimi Antonelli this season, and Rafael Camara in third, seals third in the Drivers' Championship as well. Taylor Barnard, fourth position. A great return for Taylor Barnard in the final race of the year. And a great race all round. Josh Dufek in P5. Martinius Stenshorn P6. Kirill Smal in 7th. Aidan Neat is 8th. Pepe Marti is 9th. Michael Shin is 10th. Congratulations to the Mumbai Falcons. What a terrific season for them in Formula Regional Middle East 2023. They pick up where they left off in Formula Regional Asia last year with Arthur Leclerc. And now it is Andrea Kimi Antonelli who triumphs in the championship fight. But the man with bragging rights going into his Formula 3 campaign later this season is Nikita Bedrin. A great run from the talented Bedrin. His second win of the season. And his first at Yas Marina. He said, if I get into the lead of the race at the first corner, I'm not going to lose. He was right. A great effort from Nikita Bedrin. It may have been stopped by a safety car with a red flag, but at least we had a really good run to the end for Nikita Bedrin. Antonelli ends the year as the champion. Taylor Barnard, his adversary, gave it as good as he'd got all the way to the end of the season. And what a sensational battle. The first ever Formula Regional Middle East Championship concludes with Antonelli as champion and Bedrin as the winner. And I'm already getting excited about 2024. We've had such an incredible season. It's been quite the showcase for all of the contenders here in Formula Regional Middle East. We've had a splendiferous run, but it really has been exceptional to discuss over the course of the season. Thank you so much indeed for your company, ladies and gentlemen. Time to pay tribute to these boys and girls at Mumbai Falcons. They've done a great job, and Kimi is the man on top. A grand total of 223 laps over the course of this Formula Regional Middle East Championship. And a very successful one for Andrea Kimi Antonelli. Rafael Camara ends the year third in the standings in front of Lorenzo Lucia and Mari Boya, the two Spanish drivers. But in the top three, it's the Italian Stallion, the British Bulldog, and the Banzai Brave from Brazil. But Nikita Bedrin finishes off in style. His second win of the year for PHM Racing, the team that finishes second in the team standings. A great end to the year. A fabulous display. And I don't want it to end. I really don't. But what a great way to finish off with a brilliant, thrilling race between Nikita Bedrin and Andrea Kimi Antonelli. There might have been a few thrills and spills further back, but the good news is that everybody is okay after the earlier incident. So Nikita Bedrin wins the last race of the year, the new champion in both the rookie title and the season. Andrea Kimi Antonelli is second in front of Rafael Camara, who finishes the year in third and the final race in third. The vice champion, Taylor Barnard, in fourth ahead of Josh Dufek. Martinius Stenshorn ahead of Kirill Smal, then Aidan Neat, Pepe Marti, and Michael Shin, who bags the final point. Nikita Bedrin will also take the rookie victory in this race. And in a couple of hours' time, less than that, in fact, they will be able to get their hands on their championship trophies. The top three, Rafael Camara, Taylor Barnard, and the new champion, Andrea Kimi Antonelli. The final post-race interview of the season then in Yas Marina. And it's Feline Wang who will grab the words and the thoughts and the emotions of Nikita Bedrin, the winner of the last race of the season here at Yas Marina in Abu Dhabi. What a way to end.
congratulations. The last race with a pole to win. And tell us the battle between you and Kimi. It's quite a race, right?
Yeah, I mean, he was quick. He was putting pressure all the race, but I think when I needed to defend, I defended. I did everything well. So, yeah, it was not easy. He was really fast. But I think I still did my job good, so I'm really happy with P1.
Congratulations. Yeah. 那刚刚我问到Nikita呢，他也提到呢，他说这场比赛呢，他一直受到 Kimi 非常的快，所以呢给他非常多的压力。不过他还是做好了非常好的防守，然后最终拿到了这个第一名，他也非常的开心。Back to you guys.
Thank you, Feline, and thank you for your company for the entirety of the Formula Regional Middle East Championship and the F4 UAE Championship as well. Not a bad sidekick. It's been a great season. For those who are interested, the reason we speak in Chinese as well is because we are also live on Chinese television. So, a terrific battle. But the final word of the season with a driver really should be with the new champion. The Formula Regional Middle East champion, the first ever in 2023, is the Italian stallion, the 16-year-old from Bologna, the Mercedes Junior, the Mumbai Falcon, Andrea Kimi Antonelli. He's down in the pits with Feline.
Kimi, congratulations. Finish the overall championship win and tell us your season here.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great season. As a rookie, I can be really happy. Yeah, this weekend I did too many mistakes in the first two races, and then in the last one I had a lot of pace, but it's really hard to overtake here. And yeah, I mean, quite happy with the result and happy to bring home the championship.
Congratulations. 那刚刚我问到 Kimi 呢，他也拿到了年度总冠军。他说呢，在本一周的前2场比赛，他犯了很多的错误，不过呢，还是非常开心呢，最后拿到了总冠军。Back to you guys.
Thank you, Feline. Great to hear from Andrea Kimi Antonelli. An absolutely amazing situation this season has given us. A great battle, a terrific duel, and a sensational season. It has been so brilliant. What better way to end than to look back over the best bits of the final race of the year. A strong start from Nikita Bedrin. Some valiant battles from Josh Dufek, Marty Boyer and Taylor Barnard to the first corner. So there's definitely going to be a really exciting season in prospect as we head to Europe with these fine drivers. I'm sure they've all got a point to prove. There were battles galore. Unfortunately, a slight incident between Tanjavelu, Bora and Revej would bring out first the safety car and then the red flag. But once we got going once again, it was always going to be an exciting challenge as the contenders gave us so much drama. I'm trying to think back over a boring race weekend. We haven't really had one, and that's to the credit of everybody involved, from the officials to the drivers to the teams to everyone involved. So it is going to be a fabulous look back, and of course the beauty of this is you can look back over the best races of the season on the Formula Regional Middle East Championship YouTube channel anytime you like and relive it all. So it'll be a truly exciting run as everybody continues in the 2023 season. Bedrin bows out on the top, and a sensational run comes to an end for Andrea Kimi Antonelli, our new champion. So, a fabulous look back over the season gives us plenty to get excited about. But it's now time for the final podium ceremony of the season. The final three on the rostrum are going to really savour the moment here. Rafael Chaves Camara, the Brazilian driver, who is part of the Ferrari Academy, doing a fabulous job. And he makes it to third position in the race and also to third position in the Drivers' Championship. A great run. Here comes Rafael Camara, the Banzai Brave from Brazil. A great run and a fabulous display. Second position, and Kimi Antonelli comes to board driver champion. He gets to celebrate his moment on the podium to right. And Nikita Bedrin will make his way to the rostrum as well. A fabulous end to the season for Nikita Bedrin. 2 race wins over the last week and a half. And that's a great way to end the season. These drivers will continue to give us plenty of entertainment, action, suspense, intrigue, and action over the course of the 2023 motorsport season. Did I say action twice? That's how good it's going to get. Andrea Kimi Antonelli bows out as the champion. Nikita Bedrin bows out of Yas Marina as the winner. And we have been treated to 15 royal, ripping races. The first ever Formula Regional Middle East Championship 2023 has had a little bit of everything. If you could script a perfect season, this pretty much would have been it. And so the boys will, for the last time, get busy with the fizzy, and we celebrate and bow out in style here at Yas Marina. Andrea Kimi Antonelli is the champion and the rookie champion. The Mumbai Falcons are the team champion, and we end 2023 in fine style. From Feline Wang down in the pits, Yan Kuhn in the Chinese television, myself, Jake Sanson, as well. It's been an epic end to the season. We hope you have enjoyed every single second of it, and we'll see each other again, I'm sure, in 2024. Thank you very much indeed for tuning in this season. So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Yeah.